Hello, everybody. My goodness, you all are showing up so early and ready to make something and say, Maymay made it. So many Maymay made it's here. We welcome you with warm, inky fingers and arms. Anyway, we're glad you're here. I am Mary Gunn of Mary Gunn Fun, your intrepid host of Craft Roulette. This is Craft Roulette episode 224. We will be meeting our wonderful guest here in a few minutes, Maymay Helms from Maymay Made It. Chatterbox, you have been your typical, warm, beautiful, welcoming self. Thank you so much for helping these folks that have never been here figure out what we're doing. It's still, we don't even know always what we're doing, but we're going to give it a good old War Eagle try. If you are here to say, because you were here last week for Tracy Firth, welcome back. We're really glad you're here. Yes, Mr. Mike is dressed on Tuesday or Wednesday's show. Mr. Mike didn't have any clothes on. I was actually very scandalized by this, and I threw on a cleaning towel so that he would have some clothes on. Anyway, if this is your first time, yes, we dress our microphone. Are you wondering what you're in for now? What Craft Roulette is the ultimate original paper crafting card making game show challenge, and we are live almost every Friday night, leaving a seat for you and you and you and you and you, and we just love having you. And if you do know somebody that likes crafts or doesn't do anything on Friday night or needs a little help on knowing what to watch, invite them. We would love to have them join us as well. If you were watching those cards before I came on, those were some of the cards from last week. We had 416 cards. It was beautiful. This week, however, the throwdown has been made. We're going for 500. Maymay said so we're going to make it happen. And we have 4 videos supporting those cards that have been sent in, and 5 bonus cards as well. That's quite a bit to look at over on Craft Roulette episode 223's gallery. There's so much over on craftroulette.live, and including something new, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, crafters and craftettes. Before we tell you, I'm going to pull back the curtain so that you can see Mr. Producer. Welcome to the show, Mr. Producer. How are you doing tonight? He loves a little applause. He has been working his little bony fingers to the very deepest parts of the bone because he has gotten the membership site amazing. We're going to just say, go ahead and poke around. If you are a member, this is going to work out for you. But if you're not a member, you're going to enjoy it too. Go over, not right now. Do it later. But you can go over to craftroulette.live. Community, no, that's wrong. Associates community, and you're going to be able to find community showcase, and there are things like all the contributions that for each member they're going to have their own little Craft Roulette social media page. It is amazing. I don't even know how to explain it, but we are going to talk about it to our silver members and up after this show because we have a Zoom call with them. So you're going to learn more about your curated galleries, your process videos, and your contributions. It's all there. It really is. It's something unique. And I think you should be all very, very pleased and very happy because you're going to be able to share all your Craft Roulette cards. And it's going to curate itself. It curates itself. Oh my gosh. Can we just have a minute? Everybody give some thumbs up for Mr. Producer and his bony fingers. Yeah. And while you're there, if you could give us a Vinny, because Mrs. Vinny's here, if you could give us a Vinny, it's a thumbs up and share and hit that notification subscription button. We would love that very, very much. Very, very much. We have some wonderful spend sponsors this month. We are giving away great stuff just because you sent in cards. We have Whimsy Stamps giving away a $25 gift certificate every week. They have such cute stuff. They really do. Waffle Flower Crafts is giving away a $25 gift certificate each week. Thank you very much, Nina. We all love their stuff too. Relatively Thoughtful, a UK company, is giving away it's a $25, but it's a $38 because it's UK, US. Very confusing to me, but she's doing a lovely job. Make sure you check all these out. And your Paper Insider is giving away a box of their papers each week to some lucky person in the U.S. Now, I just got my box of your Paper Insider box for their box 8. I will do an opening for you, but it's got some good stuff in it. Then they give you like a paper lesson too. You learn about the papers. It's very interesting. It makes you feel like a paper nerd, and I mean to tell you, I'm all about it. I'm in to win. I like it very, very much. Thank you, Spin sponsors, for doing those wonderful things and helping us to make our show even more fun. If you want to know how to be a part of those giveaways, we will tell you later in the show. But we are not sponsored by any of these wonderful companies. We are sponsored by our members. Members are, there it is. There's the link to learn more. And we have, I wanted to say also, thank you guys for the folks that are still coming over from Patreon. We closed down our Patreon account, but some of you had annual subscriptions. And so they are all coming due, and you guys are just working with us, and we appreciate you so much to keep coming over to the member site. And the member site is so much better than the Patreon site could ever have been. Miss Producer made a good decision on that. And so I think it was worth his work. It didn't hurt me any.
It was a lot of work.
It was a lot of work. And so we're glad that he made that decision and pulled the plug on it. We are having a Zoom call after this show with our silver members and up, and we want to welcome 3 new members this week. Marilyn Hall, Fiona McInery, Susie Post. Thank you. Names are so tricky. But thank you guys for joining us. We appreciate you. And let us know if you have any questions over there. Mr. Mike, like I said, he's dressed. I think these are War Eagle colors, blue and orange. So that's why I dressed him like that. He looks a little warm in that sweater by Arlene DeTizio, the House of DeTizio, but we're going to make him wear it anyway. Do you mind? You know what was really funny? He didn't tell me that he didn't have any clothes on Wednesday night. And we're like, but he is the man of all words and the man of no words at the same time, aren't you, dear? Yes, that's our guy. So we do have some merchandise. We have our stamp set and our die set. It's all over on our website. And what else? Oh, I'll be pulling this bad boy out pretty soon, my Craft Roulette Creative Companion. I'll show you more about that after we get our spins. That's enough about me and all this garbage here. No, it's not garbage. It's good stuff. Welcome to the stage, our Alabama friend, War Eagle, Maymay.
You got the colors right.
Yay! I looked it up.
Yeah.
I thought I should, put a little tiger there, but see, there's a Missouri University here, and they have tigers, and I'm a Jayhawk. And so I just couldn't do it.
Couldn't do it.
I just couldn't do it. Anyway, it'd be like you doing the other team.
The other team we don't talk about. We don't say that loud.
See? Yeah. The ROLL thing.
That one. Them.
Welcome back to Craft Roulette, Maymay Helms. How are you?
Thanks for having me. I'm doing pretty good. I'm excited. I'm nervous as always. All of the made it say, "Why are you nervous?" It's nerve-wracking. But it's so fun, but it's also so nervous at the same time.
That just means you want to do a good job.
I do want to do a good job. And if I would give myself a break to just have fun, it'd be different, but I just got to impress, right? That's the problem. I want to impress you guys. Maybe this week
you've already impressed me enough for the rest of my life. Just sit back and relax, girlfriend. We got you here.
What you do.
Yeah. Tell us a little bit about yourself. We would, for those 2 people that may not know who you are.
Well, there's a lot more than 2, trust me. Well, my name is Maymay, and I'm from Alabama, as you said, and I'm a crafter. I'm an OG on YouTube. I've been on YouTube since 2011. I do live shows on my channel as well. We do them on Thursday nights. We do 3 craft projects a week filmed over there. We have Bible devotions on Sunday. And I would love to have your viewers come check me out too. And I'm hoping, I do not see the chat when I do this show. I purposely do not watch the chat because I'm already so nervous I'll get distracted. So I'm hoping I have a lot of made-its in the chat tonight because I begged them to come and support me because I get nervous.
I have seen a lot of made-its.
Good deal. Good deal.
Yeah, and they're not like, they're telling it. They're bragging.
They're not shy, which I
No.
appreciate.
They're totally
that.
bragging, and that's great.
Are they talking about the fact that they are going to break 500 card submissions this week?
Well, we're going to have to remind
I
them,
need to
but
hear at least one of them say, "We got this, Maymay." That's what I need to hear.
they're going to, yep, they're going to do it. Yep, there's a yes 500. Kamado is in. We've got lots of Vinnies. There's a 500 from Brandy Stickers. I think I saw Brandy Sticker or Bandit Stickers. Hasn't ever been here before, so that's nice. Hat Trick Smith says 500 with
We got it.
doo-doo-doos. And yes, we've got a lot of we got this Maymays. Oh yes.
Good. We're going to do it.
Yes.
I really do want to do it. I would love for you guys to have 500 submissions for a week, but I would love for, I've said before, I want my Made It's to have that title to do that.
Right.
And then of course we'll just have to keep, it's onwards and upwards from there. So
right. It's just never ending. But it's fun that way, right?
it is fun.
It is. This is your third time or second time?
You know what's
third
funny?
time.
It's my third
Well,
time, and I happen to know because I looked. It's third because we did a special show one time, didn't we? Or something. We did maybe this is just third.
I think it's third, but you were on our World Card Making Day.
Yes.
Yes. And what are you doing on the next World Card Making Day?
I'm going to be on Craft Roulette.
Yeah!
That's what I'm doing, and I'm excited about it. I really am. I love that day.
It's so fun. I was saying before the show, I'm going to pierce my cheeks and have little strings pulling back behind my ears because I want to smile the whole time, but man, I'm going to have to get some exercise.
It is hard to smile for even an hour solid, if you're doing it on purpose, but 6 hours, you guys, you'll be right there for 6 hours. How many breaks do you get?
Well, we take if we have to, because we also have the lovely Amanda Stevens also hosting with us. So, yeah. Well, we worked together on it. It was her idea.
It's a good idea. And I love Amanda, by the way. She's a sweetheart, and love her product. For those that don't know, that's those beautiful lights that light up our cards that we love so much.
We do. Have you seen the candle lights?
Yes, actually.
Oh, you did the big demonstration.
And I felt really bad. Did she tell you the story?
She did.
I'm like,
I was going, she did so
I'm
great.
not the one for this. You should. I said, you should have let me stand here and go, look how good she's doing, and let her demo them.
You were perfect. I know, because I saw the video and I was going, she was great. What would she think she didn't
blowing
do
out that candle? I could not get it. I could not get the hole lined up. But she told me later I was being very conservative with the hole because I didn't want to make it too big. And she's like, you just have to play with a little bit and you'll get used to doing it. But they're so cool. And what I didn't know about those lights is they stay on long enough for you to sing happy birthday.
Yes,
Isn't that cool? Yes. It's so smart. You have so brilliant. But she has Mr. Stevens. I don't know his first name.
Micah.
He's brilliant too. All these brilliant men.
Mm-hmm. He is. And we just know who to pick.
I'm telling you. Our God knows how to bless us. I'm going to say that about mine. He knew how to bless me on that one. So
yeah. Hey, we want to get to the crafting, and hopefully we'll get some good spins.
I hope so.
But you had a question for me.
What is Craft Roulette?
I thought you'd never ask. Welcome, Maydits and Chatterbox. We're so glad you're here. Mr. Producer is going to take care of all of our tech for us. Maymay, we can just sit back and relax after we learned out about what is Craft Roulette.
What is Craft Roulette? Craft Roulette is a live paper crafts challenge show where the goal is to complete a project that has been randomly selected by the spin of a wheel. There are 4 categories we spin for: project, colors, element, and random. Each category has 24 possible options with a combined possibility of 331,776 unique projects. Whoa. We're live every Friday at 6:30 p.m. Central on youtube.com/craftroulette. Please like and subscribe. Each week we bring on a special guest crafter to create along with us and share their unique take on the challenge. You can play too. Complete a unique project of your own using the same 4 parameters set in this episode. You'll have 48 hours to contribute by submitting pictures of your project through the submission form on craftroulette.live. Contributions are featured on marygunfund.com's weekly episode blog and the next episode. Let's recap last week's episode and submissions.
I was just chatting about her big girl copier, and I got to get back to work with y'all. But anyway, we are in for a good night. That is what we do almost every Friday night, and we really would love it if you join us. We have a lot of fun here, and we eat chocolate whenever I say, "Hey, D." All right, we had 416 contributions last week. That means we're up to 36,880 total contributions since we started up on Friday the 13th, March 2020. Yeah. You want to pick the day that everything shut down, we opened up. That's how it is. Look at you guys all over the world. It's just lovely. We had some great parameters last week. Smaller, larger, planets for our color scheme, house or houses for element, and white border, which was kind of our given one. That was easy. That was my card. It was a smaller card on top of a black, larger card. And then inside my white card, it says, "You mean the world to me." And then inside it says, "And the world's no little place." So that was my card. It was a lot of fun to make. And it was also a lot of fun to have on the show for the first time. Tracy Fear. I think you had a great time. I think she had a great time. I had a great time with her. It was really nice getting to know Tracy Fear from Not Afraid of Color. She's on a lot also, so make sure you follow up and check her YouTube out. She's terribly talented, smart as a whip, and made a really cute card here. Thank you so much, Tracy, for joining us. You were very brave, and I appreciate you. Now we're going to bring back in Maymay Helms, and we're going to see if she can get a word in edgewise while we go through our parade of achievements. This is when we welcome our new people, say yay for some major milestones, different things like that. And I like to make sure I get their name out, and then it's on a timer, so we can't talk forever about it, because
this is the biggest challenge of the whole show, by the way.
I think you're right.
I think you're right.
It's tough. It's tough. And one of the reasons we have our third show, which is our member show where we talk about the cards that are in the gallery, is just because the cards are so remarkable. And the more you spend time with them, the more you see, the more you have questions, the more you want to try something. And it's, so to be on a timer is just, you're right, it's painful. Oh, but let's start the pain. Thank you for being here. Oh, our first timers. Oh, we have a whole bunch of first timers because there was a party going on. I'll tell you after this. Robin from Massachusetts, welcome. Mona Mendez from California, new home. That was a cute way to do it. Susie Post from Pennsylvania, the home on their shell.
That's cute.
Paula from Colorado. Isn't that sweet?
What a cute home. That's cute.
Mm-hmm. Nanette from Wisconsin. Bethany from Colorado.
Oh, the key is cool.
That is the home. Angie Martinez from Colorado. Yeah. Tina Dornbaum from Canada. Welcome.
I like
a lot
those
of
colors.
little birdhouses. Cute as can be. Rebecca from Bloomington Celebration. This is the thing that you're going to see. Allegra from Bloomington Celebration. Susan, also from Bloomington Celebration. Caddy from Bloomington Celebration. Very cute, guys. Sue from Bloomington Celebration. I'll tell you after we get done with this. Welcome, each and every one of you. Thank you. Our major milestone achievers with 25 cards, Rhonda from Georgia. Carol from Florida. Hugh Diesel. Beth from Washington.
I love all the milestones.
25 cards for Vivian in California. Patty Statham from Alabama. War Eagle.
That is so cute.
Shelly Gilman has 50 cards in her stash.
Wow.
Rancho Mirage. Laura Green Hodges, 50 cards. Arlene Mack, California, 50 cards. Flipline, don't see those as often. Bonnie from Arizona, well done. Those pretty blues. Catherine from Maryland, 50 cards. Supreme, 75 cards. Congratulations, that's awesome. Rebecca Feltner, 150 cards, with a video on that one. Camille Ernst, 150 cards. Well done, Camille. Teresa Parmenter, 150 cards, out in space. These people seem so familiar to me at this point when they have that many cards.
I'm sure.
Our leaders this week, Smurf Murphy with 184, a barn. Jackie Jackpot Muller from Australia, 185. Darling. Kathy Herring from Wisconsin, 188. So simple and pretty. 5K now 6K Limon, 191. Girl. Helen Card Monkey Jarvis, my golly gosh golly, 201. I want that to be a bed and breakfast.
For real.
Patty Beck, our leading lady, has 219 cards. She hasn't. So many of them have not missed a week ever. Welcome to Club 52, Julie Radu from California. You get nothing, honey. Absolutely nothing. But we are so glad that you sent in a year's worth of cards. We give you a big old applause and thank you so very much. The Bloomington celebration. That was a special night. One of our viewers, Cynthia Sharp, was celebrating her 60th wedding anniversary.
Wow.
And they had a little family get together and they made these little bags that had craft roulette things on them. They all wore their craft roulette shirts and they watched the show and made cards. That in itself is, amazing.
Yeah.
Another thing about Cynthia Sharp is that she was a very active crafter and quilt maker in her day. 60 years she's been married, so she's a seasoned crafter, right?
Right.
But she's had eye vision problems and for some years, and so she had lost a lot of her joy. And so she watches Craft Roulette. She sends in a card every week, and we just love it. Her favorite category was parameter was outside the line because she can't see, and so she was like, "Yep, that's my parameter right there."
That's
so
fantastic.
I love that attitude, and her
That's
family.
awesome.
Her family's been kind enough to share pictures with us and made us feel a part of it. So well done, Bloomington celebration.
They called it. So they were her folks. And they just put Bloomington celebration to show that.
Yeah.
That's really cool. I love that. So cool.
Yeah, it was super. Yeah, it was like we got to be part of the party.
Yeah, that's cool.
And we didn't even have to buy her a gift.
Oh, I imagine it was a huge gift for her.
We love those families. It's a neat family. You can just tell when there's families that just love each other so much.
Mm-hmm.
There's going to be moments where they're, but you can tell they're just very supportive of each other and love to see each other happy.
That's amazing.
So yeah. So well done. It's such a fun thing that we get to enjoy with you. Thank you for letting us do that. Well, you know what? That closes out last week. That means it's time to start thinking this week. Are we ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. Here we go. Well, those are the those are our options for the night. We're going to take a few of those off because our members do get to veto for one out of every column.
They get to vote to veto.
They get to vote to veto. They don't just say, take it off. No, we give them a little panel of things to choose from.
Did they get to know they're vetoing it for me?
What was that?
Yes.
Do they get to know they're vetoing it for me?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yes. If you don't want to veto anything, we're still going to veto these things.
No, like your members, they know it's my show they're vetoing for, right?
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Yes,
so
absolutely.
So I know who I need to get in good with for next time.
Yes.
Yes. It doesn't hurt. It doesn't hurt at all. This is something I used to do the veto polls manually on our Patreon, and it was like I was like, I have to go back 3 months at least. I don't want them to think I'm doing the same ones over and over. But Mr. Producer came in and programmed it all out, so I don't have to do it anymore. I'm vetoing now. It's great fun. And I got 3 out of 4. I predict what they're going to veto. I got 3 out of 4. Yeah, I did a good job this week. But anyway, they voted off. What did they vote off? Let's find out. That means if we land on the vetoed parameters, we're going to spin again, and the wheel can't make us do that. They still don't like those teenage cards. So off goes make a card for a teenager for project. I say fine. I don't know. Teenagers are scary. For color vetoes, no tea parties this week. I know. But you could do a tea party color if it does fit into the parameters we do get, so it's okay. For element, Monday.
Everybody wants to veto Mondays just to
Is Garfield a member?
Yes, Garfield was vetoing, I think.
Yeah.
The Garfield effect was going strong. Okay, well, we won't do Monday. And for random, cloth, mirror, paper sack, or tangle. Oh, this one's pretty close. Mirror.
That was really close. I'm kind of okay with that one because I'm good with mirror.
I'm almost always glad when they get vetoed. Now, I know that if we get them, we're going to be fine.
Oh, yeah, we'd be fine.
But it's kind of like
funny because in the projects, the one I was like, I don't want to do a card for a teenager. Isn't that funny? I said that when I was looking at it. Tea party I was cool with. I didn't notice Monday, but I get why we would veto it. So that's funny.
Yeah.
Which 3 did you call? Which 3 did you know they were going to do?
It's not over here. I think the one I got wrong was tea party.
Tea party, yeah.
Mm-hmm. I got the teenager, the Monday, and the mirror, I'm pretty sure.
Cool.
Yeah. Well, this is your chance.
Yeah.
You want to veto something?
I want to veto is on the project. Is number 3, well, do I want to do that? I'm not going to veto anything.
Okay.
Can I do that?
All right. Yep.
We'll just see what happens. There's no sense in it.
She's going to be a player.
We're
going to figure out whatever we get.
Right.
Yeah. But if there's something up there that you just went, yeah, I don't like it, never have
I
liked it, I don't want it. Okay. That a girl. We like a brave crafter, but we let you have that option still at the same time. Well, where would you like to put your chips? Now, we talked about this. You're like guest choice, guest choice, guest choice, guest choice.
That's what I always say.
So what are your guest choice?
I've decided that I have 4 boys.
Mm-hmm.
So I was going to use all their birthdays, but I realized that it only goes to 24, but I got it handled. Here's what I'm going to do. Okay. I'm going to use my son's birthdays who fall within 1 through 24, but then my other 2 boys happen to have favorite numbers, and they have favorite numbers for reasons, and I happen to know those. So we're going to use their favorite numbers.
Perfect.
So for project, my number is 15.
Mini cards.
That's where I'm putting that chip.
That'd be cool.
And that's for Jared. We'll let that be Jared's number. And then for colors, Josh's favorite number is 24 because he was a Kobe Bryant fan. 24 is his number.
Hot colors.
What does that say? It's a little hot?
Hot.
Okay.
Hot colors.
Thomas's basketball jersey number was number 13. So we'll let this one be for Thomas, an element.
Balloons.
And for Joe, his birthday is 8.
Those are fun. Paper sack.
There you go. That's where my chips are.
Okay, so if you get your way, we'll have mini cards, hot colors, balloons, and paper sacks somehow or other.
And I like all of those.
I think I can see cards in my head right off with all those parameters. Huh. Your boys are a very influential group. Yes, I like it very much. Well, let's just see if Mr. Wheel likes what you did. That was a first for us. To have that kind of strategy. I liked it.
Do you think, has anybody ever landed on theirs?
Yes.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Last week.
And last week, Tracy, her veto. I think it landed on her veto, wasn't it? Something like that.
Yeah,
So-
it landed on her veto. Mindless Crafting got 2 of her picks.
Yeah.
Really?
Mhm.
Uh-huh.
That's cool.
But who does the wheel like better? You or
Tracy.
Tracy?
What? Oh, with Tracy, though, because you have Tracy last week and Tracy. Were those
We
both
do.
Tracy?
That's right. We do a lot of Tracy's. Then, they're in a age frame. You can tell
Yeah.
names. Yeah, and it's very fun. Let's give them a warm-up. I did watch an earlier show earlier this week, and I used to spin this a lot harder. But for a project, yeah, I was just like spinning this thing like a tornado. What will we get? Something good. Come on. Mini cards. He doesn't want you to feel like he doesn't like you. Have fun. Okay, for colors. Nice is right, Renee. 4 colors. Something nice. 12. A pretty day.
Oh,
Buffalo
That's not
check
bad. That's good.
day. That's a buffalo check day for you, right?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. And for element, when the trees were made of buffalo check, you knew it was a pretty day. Number 10, scents like and
Oh,
or
yay.
noses. And random. We are going to talk about each and every one of these little parameters so they make sense and how to put them together, but we're not going to tell you what to do. Number 22, packaging.
Oh, that's cool.
Well, that is an interesting turn of affairs, but I like it.
I do too, actually.
I do too. Yes.
This might
Okay,
be my
so
favorite
let's.
parameters I've ever gotten. Third
You
time's
had
a charm.
Yes, you had angry chicken the first time.
We have a bunch of new people here. You might want to start with your speech.
Okay.
Okay.
This is my speech. Are you ready? Boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, crafters and craftettes, this is going to be your art project. We're not going to tell you what to do. We're not going to teach anything here necessarily, but you might pick up a tip or two along the way. We are looking for artistic expression. That's what we like. It doesn't mean you have to be Van Gogh. It just means however you make a card. It's going to make us very happy to have you join us in that top 500. We're not, but like I said, we're not going to necessarily teach, or we're not going to show you how to use a certain product or anything. That's why you have Maymay. You can have very classic and simple cards to very elaborate. Oh my gosh, some of them are nuts. So elaborate and interactive, and lights and cameras and folding and flattening and all sorts of things. And all the cards in between. We just like seeing what you come up with. You can take those parameters very literally, like scents and noses, and say, well, I think an elephant has a nose and he can smell things, so I will make something with an elephant that has a trunk that smells things. Or you can go a little more covert or something, like highly interpreted, like somebody said, Maymay likes to smell paper. So she may want to do a paper card because she may want to smell it. Or you may want to put a little perfume on it before you make your card. You can interpret it very literally or very highly interpreted. We love people that of all ages. We had little kids do this. We've had older people do this. We just love to have you join us. It's a lot of fun, and we think it's very special that you would take time to make a card and share it with us. We do ask that it is handcrafted and that it is family friendly, so I do not blush when I talk about it on other shows. Also, one other little thing about this, it doesn't have to be, all of these things do not have to be like the big ta-da. You can sneak something in on scents and noses. It does have to be included somehow or other, but you can sneak it in like, I smelled the paper. It smelled good. It's fine.
Or a little mouse with a little tiny nose.
Or a little mouse smelling some cheese. Yeah. So those are some of that's my speech. I'm sticking to it. So with that in mind, let's take these bad boys apart, shall we? Mini cards. Well, I know you can draw little mini cards on a big card. You could have a big card, like an A9 with smaller cards on it. You can make a series of little mini cards.
You can make mini cards.
You could make mini cards.
Mini cards. Yeah.
Or
called mini tags, because it's a bunch of mini tags, so many of them.
you're on the right track there, exactly. Or you could have something that is mini on a card.
Yeah,
a Mini Cooper.
Cute.
Yeah, or Minnie Mouse. It's not spelled the same, but I mean, you could highly interpret it into something along those lines.
I feel like this is going to end up very Maymay. Like, I really do. I can feel this whole set of parameters.
I feel it here.
Are those colors? How lucky is Pretty Day?
Tell us what you're thinking.
Yeah.
Okay, so Pretty Day really opens up, gives you a lot of colors, because, I mean, even a sunset is still during the daytime. You know what I'm saying? Sort of, because it's setting. There's lots of colors. I love that. I love mini cards. I got an idea I really want to make mini cards because I love them. You know, those the 3x3s that you used to get. Here's when I fell in love with them. When you used to buy them on the card aisle, and they were always on the front. Do you remember them?
Gift cards.
Love those cards. They may still have them. I don't know. I make cards now, so I don't go to the card aisle. And since I have a stamp set that is going to nail this, it's going to nail scents. I'm really excited. And packaging, I'm going to save to the end, because I think I got an idea. And then if it don't work, I didn't tell you something didn't work.
That's a good strategy too. Okay, so a Pretty Day is going to be, other people will have their own idea of pretty days too. Maybe somebody likes snowy days. Yeah,
I really think
they
that's
would
the
think
best
that was
color
pretty.
options I've ever gotten, because I can't remember my other ones. It seems like it was like they were very specific.
Apple Farm. You had Apple Farm.
Very specific colors, but Pretty Day kind of opens. I mean, pinks and yellows and whites and blues, and I can see all of that.
But if it's summer, it can be real reds and yellows and dark greens and
some people think Pretty Days are stormy days. Some people love stormy days. They do. So
they can be very dark and moody.
What do you think? Are you excited about these?
Oh, yes. I think this is really a good one.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah, I do too. Censored noses. I when I gave my example of elephant, that was because I always thought if I got that, that's what I would do.
And elephants don't smell good either. They have noses, but they don't smell good. So there's two that does two at one time.
There you go. It can be so many different things. And so, but you could have, so you like smelling paper. Is there a particular paper you like best?
No, they all have a scent. I don't know if you know this about paper, and I have been educated over the years that the smell is actually the ink more than the paper. I've been educated. But certain paper lines, all paper lines have a scent. They really do. I mean, they're not adding scent, but there's a scent to them. And we actually want to we're talking about doing shorts and reels. We want to do a reel where they challenge me to smell paper and see if I can pick the manufacturer. Like, that's how it is. And I think that would be so fun to do. We just haven't done it. But my niece Lydia taught me something that I never realized. And she said, if you have a paper pack and you want to smell it, don't open it until you're ready, because once you open it, it releases the scent. So she's like, as long as you keep it closed. So she'll keep some fresh packs not opened, so when she's ready, she can smell them.
I had a customer who loves smelling paper. Yeah.
Do you not? You don't smell it?
I don't love the paper as much as other things. But
Oh,
yeah.
how about this? How about Stays On ink? Do you not love that smell? It's
I know
cherry
that it is.
almond.
It's not my favorite. I
Oh,
don't
it's my
think.
favorite. I love it.
I
I
like
can literally
Scotch
get it right
tape.
here and smell it.
I
We
love
could use
Scotch
Stays On
tape.
because it has a scent.
Oh, there you go.
I'll use glue.
That's true. Everything has a smell.
My glue
Not
doesn't
maybe
have
a big one.
a very obnoxious smell. Hey, look, for May that's watching, here's the cool thing. I really do think we can do 500 cards. These parameters are going to make it real easy for you guys, okay?
Yeah.
Think about this. If you use Stays On some recycled packaging, like if you have some leftover acetate or something you peeled off, we get 2 birds with 1 stone. You get scent and packaging
double
right
dipping.
there.
Double dip works. I love it.
Mhm.
But anything that has a smell, like a beautiful flower, we might get
True.
some pretty flowers, some food, fresh made bread. We often have food around here, and it's just not helpful. I'm glad we don't. It's almost a cooking show without food, because we have all these different things going on. We've had donuts and cookies and all
I
these
think I
different
had
things.
fruit one time. Why do I feel like I had fruit? I don't know.
Well, we had Apple Farm.
Apple. That's what it was. We had
Yeah.
apple. That's right.
Yeah. So, I mean, food is a big thing around here.
Mhm.
But so anything that has a smell, a skunk. That's a stinky smell. An
Ew.
onion, a garlic. Keep it family friendly. Perfume bottles. I've seen perfume bottles before. The fresh smell of a fresh day after a rain.
You could use bread or cookies.
Mm-hmm.
They smell delicious.
Mm-hmm. So if you want to do a Christmas card, Christmas trees smell.
Christmas tree. That's a great scent.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Candles.
Candle.
I
That's
think-
a good idea too.
Yeah. Christmas trees with packages.
I see where you're going, Mary. I know what you're doing.
I'm not sure what I'm doing yet, but there's just so many things. It's one of those, okay, I got nothing, I got everything, I got to figure out what might go down to an idea. So are you excited?
I really am. I'm so happy about this because
Good.
I think that, I mean, I've had elements before where I'm like, I don't know what I'm going to do with that one. But this, I feel like we have a lot of options. It's exciting.
We do.
I like it.
We do. And you guys have a lot of options because this is interactive. We want you to be a part of this.
What are they saying? What are they?
This is
are they
no
giving
fun
tips we
without
didn't get?
just us. Let's see. Stinky feet. Babies smell nice. Flowers.
A lot of people have said
Strawberries.
hello, Maymay.
Scent of baby. Yeah. Chocolate. This Ellen Jarvis says the scent of JD. I think you were baiting on that one, girl. I think she wanted some chocolate. Yeah, the parameters are wide open.
They're good.
They're good. They're good. Yeah. Clothes on the outside line.
Oh, yeah.
Chlorine. Oh, swimming pool has a smell.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Lots and lots of things.
This is
Okay.
good.
Yeah. Well, we're going to take a few minutes to gather our supplies and our wits, and we'll be back after this little advertisement for, what did we do this one on? Oh, yeah, this advertisement is for our Craft Roulette Creative Companion. We'll be right back after this movie minute. Well done. We're doing this. We're doing it. Once upon a time, in a land of glitter and glue, there was Mary, who had lost her crafting mojo. Desperate, she called the one person who could help. Doc! Mary asked for one of Doc's brilliant inventions to save the day. Doc sprang into action, her lab a whirlwind of creativity. With a cry of, "Great Scott!" Doc unveiled her masterpiece, the Craft Roulette Creative Companion. She called Mary, and with a touch of movie magic, handed over the book. Mary was stunned. The book was incredible! Out of nowhere, Biff appeared to cause trouble.
Give me that book, blockhead!
A flurry of stamps sent him packing. Mary quickly explained the wonders of the book, showing its many secrets. The Craft Roulette Creative Companion is a project sketchbook designed to accompany creators along their journey through Craft Roulette's weekly challenge and its many adventures. Use it as a project planner, an idea bank, as a journal, or any combination of the three. Each spread has room to record all the essentials of the Craft Roulette Challenge. There are 100 spreads in each book, plus some extra room to sketch and make notes. The Craft Roulette Creative Companion is a collaboration with Trinity Stamps. To get yours, check out the video description for more information.
Mary, let's get back to the craft.
And I've got my creative companion with me right now, ready for this episode. And the project was mini card or cards, a pretty day of my choosing. Scent, a long one, scent, noses, and packaging. All right, well, I've got my entry in from last week when we had Tracy Fear on. There was my card, and there was the cards from In Review. So, got that all figured out. Some little notes to help me remember my journey that week. And put that away until I get this all figured out. So, I do have this darling little elephant here. I didn't even remember I had this cute little elephant. So I think I'm going to use him. And then I have, I think, this little elephant looks so happy. And it's so happy because it has a lot of little cards. I think is what he's going to have. It's just a whole bunch of little cards. On a table or something right next to him. I have some pretty, these are my pretty colors for a pretty day. Don't know if I'll use them all, but I can use some of them. And maybe put that on back there. I found that in something the other day, and I thought, oh, those are nice little shapes. Why don't I use them? And then for packaging, I probably will use this for some inking. That's what I'm thinking. Woo! Yeah. Oh man, we're gonna have so much variety, I think, this week. Has anybody started? So yeah, you can do you can do mini card or cards. You could do mini slimline. That's a good one, Ramona. It's good to see you, Ramona. An ATC as a card would be cute. A tag as a card, a mini one would be cute. Kerwin gets plenty of royalties. His cat treats. He goes right over to where the cat treat door is, and he sits right there waiting. So it's good. All right. Well, we're hearing from Alabama. She's ready to come back. Let's see what she's got going on. All right. What do you got stirring?
Look how perfect.
Perfect is right.
Right? My little perfume bottles. I love these too.
Yep. You got it.
So I'm going to go to town. I think I'm going to make mini cards, and
Do it.
I think it'll be fun.
Yes. I think we're in to win.
These are pretty days, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, any of that. I think it's going to work. You ready to get started?
I am. I'm pulling it out, getting it going.
My problem is when I get to work, I just get to work. Do you do that? You just start working and you don't talk or anything?
YouTube has given me an excuse to talk all the time. So I used to talk all the time without having YouTube. And now I have YouTube. And I say, oh, I'm just practicing. having to talk while I'm crafting. But yes, it is a tricky thing.
It is.
And I know it is tricky for people too that do the teaching, a lot of teaching.
Oh my gosh.
Because it's
that's
hard
the
to
thing.
turn that off.
It's hard for me to not start a tutorial here. Okay, here's what we're going to do. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Well, you are welcome to give us a little insight on what you're doing. We're not going to punish you or anything.
Well, I probably started in a bad way. Actually, I did. I'm going to not use that. Not going to use that.
Well, fiddle. Yeah. Sometimes you get mulligans, right? You have to start twice.
Yeah, that's a new scrap. We don't mind a scrap.
No, we love scraps.
I just created a scrap. I have a love affair with my scraps. How do you feel about your scraps?
I adore my scraps.
Me too. Now,
It takes an act of Congress for me to cut into a new piece of paper.
Okay, here's the thing that's so funny. I'm not into fabric scraps. You know, I'm quilting, right?
Right.
I do not enjoy fabric scraps. I do not want to have them. I want to use every tiny little thing of fabric. But for cards, I literally can just have all the scraps in the world and it doesn't bother me because I know I'll go right back to them. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So I don't have any issue with that.
No, I love them.
All right, so I'm starting with 12 by 12 because I want to do mini cards that are 3 by 3s. And if I'd started with that 8.5 by 11, I would have had some waste, speaking of scraps.
And when you're trying to plan from my past, and when I used to plan cards and scrapbooks and everything in kits, then you learn to think okay, I got to get this much out of a piece of paper.
Yep.
Because I only have that much. Yeah.
It's the kit brain. That is true. It's kit brain.
I hadn't thought of it that way, but yes, you're exactly right.
So let's just I just love these little tiny cards. They're so fun.
They're like little cute things that you can put in lunch bags and just in Happy Mail.
Yep.
Right? A little something. Have you ever left cards like
on the restaurant table? Wouldn't that be cute?
Mm-hmm. Just in the shelves at the grocery store?
Mm-hmm. Anywhere, yeah.
For the delivery guy when he's bringing your Sam's order?
Oh my goodness.
I left him. I left my Sam's guy an envelope with a little tip in it the other day. I saw him. He went out to his car and he opened it up and he just smiled.
Oh, that's nice.
Mm-hmm.
So we live, we're not in the boonies by no means, but we are not in a metropolitan. You know, we don't have any fancy delivery and stuff like that. But recently, and I say like in the last year, we've gotten like DoorDash and like our Walmart delivers and stuff like that. And I'm going to tell you something. I take full advantage of it. I
totally
love that so much.
I do too. Yeah, Sam's will bring me almost anything I want, you know?
Yep.
It's just wonderful. And they ask, where do you want it, ma'am?
And I can, she can. Y'all, if I have to cut, I'm sorry, my grandchildren are here and they're crafting and apparently they need ribbon because Vinny's in here going, can they use this ribbon? Yes, they can use that ribbon. She did it. It's in the ribbon. She can use it. It's cool. Yeah.
That's
sorry,
sweet.
They needed craft supplies.
They're doing great. They've been hanging out with.
They have been. They're with Lydia.
Yeah.
I know all my mates are excited that my grandkids are here. Because I know you know this, they live in Texas, so it's rare we get to see them. But Lydia got to come stay, who is my niece, and she has been with them, and Vinny is with them. I just saw pizza go by a minute ago. They're having a pizza party and a crafting party back there.
That sounds like a good time. Maybe they'll be part of the 500.
Maybe I need to do that. We might do that tomorrow. They want to craft. They have gathered up a lot of supplies to craft to take home with us too. So
that's wonderful.
I'm very lucky, Mary. My oldest grandchild is basically me where crafting is concerned. She wants to make everything and do everything. And so that's really cool.
Sewing,
and Lydia always has been too.
Does she sew or anything, or
now
paper crafts?
Lydia does not care for sewing.
They're young.
Addie, I think I'm going to be able to get her to sew.
I think
I am.
Addie?
Addie. Her name's Adeline. We call her Addie.
Oh, Adeline. Okay. We
And
have
I
a
think
neighbor named Adia, and I thought, that can't be. You can't have, there's not two Adias.
No,
Yeah.
that's her Addie. I think
Okay.
I'm gonna be able to get her to sew. Because she likes any craft at all whatsoever. And Lydia is kind of pickier about what she does. So Lydia is 14 now. I can't even believe that, 14. So she's not loving everything like she did before, but she still likes to create. Just hers is more mature now.
Right,
So.
right.
I
That's
feel like I
wonderful.
could probably get Addie to sew while she's here. I think I can get her in the sewing room. We'll see.
499 left. 498 left.
I cannot believe they've already submitted. I love that they always beat us.
They were quick. So when you were on January 1st, you had a lot coming up in 2024. How are you holding up?
We're doing good. We have an online event coming up the end of August, which I'm excited about. I love online events, so that's going to be fun. We got through our in-person event. We traveled to Texas. We traveled to New Orleans for Creativation. Like we've had a lot of travel going on. But I think we're doing good.
Good.
But
Yeah,
thanks for asking.
I watched you when you were showing things from Creativation.
I'm going to tell you something.
You were girlfriend in a candy shop.
It's just so much fun. And the problem is I can't ever see everything. Like I never get to see every single booth. And then we'll come back home and Shannon are like, how did we miss that booth? I'm like, I don't know, but I'm sad about it because I really wanted to go. But we tried. Shannon, if you know, for those who don't know, Shannon is my assistant. She is extremely organized and meticulous. She's the opposite of me, 100% the opposite.
She had the clipboard.
She's the clipboard girl. And she sits down and she makes a list. And literally she has a list of places I can go and places I can't go. And once I've seen all the places I can see, she then says, okay, now you can do whatever you want. But we've never gotten through the list so that I could do that.
So we got to get in good with Shannon.
Yeah,
that's
Shannon's the one.
Okay. All right.
You have to get in good with our members for vetoes, and we have to get in good with Shannon for the list.
That's it. So we'll be walking through like one of the vendor shows or whatever, and I'll get distracted with something because you can't walk by something cool and not want to stop. And she's like, nope. Nope.
All the power in a little bitty clipboard.
Listen, you should see it. It's a whole spreadsheet. She loves a spreadsheet.
She is right hand, isn't she?
She really is. She's really good. Yesterday, I thought this was funny, and I love this kind of stuff. But we were working on a new design. Well, we were researching what we kind of wanted to do and all that kind of stuff. And I kept saying, "Do you think this will work? Do you think this will work?" Blah blah. And finally, she went, "Let's make a folio." Like she knew I just wanted to create. She's like, "Let's make a folio." I said, "Okay, let's do it."
Well, that brings me to a question. Andrea Batz-Latson says she's a big fan, big student of yours. And your cards and portfolios are amazing. And why are you so good with dimensions and folds when you're making portfolios? Do they just come naturally to you, or what is it?
I can see them. I don't know why this is, but I can kind of see them in my head start to finish, which I think it comes from sewing, to be honest, because sewing was one of the first things I did. And I think it's because when I see something, I can understand the pattern.
Yeah.
And the process of what needs to happen when and where. I think it comes from that.
I can see that. Because I can tell 12 inches without a problem, or 5.5 inches. I can go, that's a little bigger than 5.5. That must be 6 inches. Yeah. You kind of get used to those numbers.
I can look at measures and kind of tell them. I don't know why I'm good at measures. Listen, don't ask me to add 2 and 2 together. That ain't happening. And
that's a different thing.
No one's dividing or multiplying over here.
We like to say math is more art than science on Craft Roulette.
I agree.
I don't know why that is true around here.
And use numbers at your own risk.
I honestly agree with that. Math is not my thing, but I can see shapes and I don't know, I can see fractions where measurements are concerned.
Mm-hmm.
But we do a lot of research too, like with anything. I mean, some of it is in my head, some of it I just get. But a lot of times we do a lot of, YouTube watching, and we do a lot of Pinterest searching and Googling and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I wish I could encourage my viewers more to step outside of like only what I tell you to do kind of thing. I'm sorry, guys, that just came on me.
Yeah. We'll give you a minute.
We wasted all my talking earlier.
You're used up?
I doubt that.
What? There's no finite talking with a Maymay.
There is not. That's true. That's true.
Yeah, that's an interesting answer. Thank you for asking that, Andrea, because
it is a good question.
Some people just see things.
I wish, though, that I could do a tutorial to teach people how to do it, but
I'm not sure that's possible.
I don't think it is. I think, and this is not a bad thing. Here's what I think. I think there are crafters, and I think there's consumers. And so if you're a consumer, that's great because crafters need you. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Especially teachers like us. We need people that need me to design the project for them.
Right. It's true. It's true. Otherwise, we're just doing it for the cat.
My mother was a consumer. She would buy things people made. And I love that.
And then there's the DIYers who just go, I think I could do that with... Let me see how that looks.
With YouTube, I will always look up how to do something on YouTube before I buy it, just to make sure it's not, something easy and I'm missing for like fix-it projects.
See, where Mr. Producer hasn't made is he understands technology. I struggle with technology, and it's our job, but I still struggle with it.
Mm-hmm. Well, he lets me test things to see if I can break them.
Oh, there you go. Look, you need that as well, right?
Yeah, you need the breakers.
There's a name for that, isn't it? There's a...
Mary?
Quality assurance?
Quality assurance, or something about pressure or something like that.
Oh, I thought it was Mary.
It's just Mary. No, it's the sweetest girl on the internet.
Are you talking pressure testers?
That's it. It's like the pressure test or something.
I don't know about that one.
I think that Mary needs to add to her tagline that she is the sweetest girl on the internet.
Well, my mom called me a pepper pot, so she's got a temper, don't worry.
She called you a what?
A pepper pot.
Really?
So I had such a bad temper.
I can hear your mama saying, "You little pepper pot."
Yep. Yep. Absolutely true.
I just can't believe you have a temper.
I do. One time, okay, so I'm like 5'2". I'm just a little squatty thing. Mr. Producer is 6'2". And he decided to
I'm
take
5'12".
He decided to take it upon himself to imitate me when I was angry.
Ooh.
And so he went walking across the room with his arms real stiff. And it was hilarious.
I'm glad you thought it was funny. He must have imitated you when you weren't angry.
It was funny then,
it's
too.
Hilarious now.
It was kind of funny then. It wasn't. It was a little accurate. Then was the incident. Okay, here's the incident. And that they always, It's, those things that you never, ever outgrow, or they let you forget ever.
Right.
I was a little stressed out. And I had this little sugar jar, and it was made out of crummy glass. And I was upset about a situation at a place I was running, and I took that sugar jar and just put it down on the counter a little too hard.
Oh.
And it just shattered. And so whenever they think I'm getting angry, they'll say, "Hide the sugar jar."
Hide the sugar jar. Oh my goodness.
But aren't those
Mine
the greatest?
is
Those kind of
cooking
things.
related.
Okay.
Because I'm not a good cook. Like, I never said I was a good cook. I'm not a good cook. But we had been to a restaurant and we tried gnocchi for the first time. And I was impressed. I was like, gnocchi, this is really good. There's all kinds of stuff we could do with this. It's another form of pasta. Like, I was really excited. So I went home and I bought some of that, prepackaged gnocchi. And in my mind, it would be good with Alfredo sauce. So I bought a jar of Alfredo sauce and I mixed all this stuff together and I sat it down to the kids to eat. And it was funny because Vince was traveling and with work at the time, so he wasn't home. He was on his way home, actually. And I was so excited about this recipe I'd made up. And I put the kids all at their table and I gave them their plate and we said the blessing and they all started eating and I was fixing my plate. And when I turned back around, every one of my boys had this look on their face and their mouths were trying so hard to chew this meal. But what had happened was, in case you don't know, jarred Alfredo sauce and gnocchi becomes glue. And the problem is their daddy always told them, if she cooks it, you eat it.
Aww.
So, because that was kind of Benny's thing, like, because I was so self-conscious about cooking, so he was like, if she cooks it, you're going to eat it. Well, they were all sitting there trying to put that down without their daddy there and not hurt my feelings.
Oh.
And when I looked up, I said, "Boys, what is it?" And finally, Jared was like, "Mom, this is not edible." Like,
That's so sweet.
They were so funny. So we ordered pizza, and that's funny too because that's always been Vince's thing about me. He's like, "Just cook. If the worst happens, we can order pizza." So that's his joke now. He's like, "We'll just order pizza if we have to."
Oh, it's wonderful.
Mine's always around food, but there's always a thing they can't let you forget.
That's the thing. Yeah.
Okay, Sharon Castor in the chat.
Sharon
Not
from the brown chair.
to call out Maymay, but you might have said on your show that you people have all week to submit a card. If you're not a member, you have until Sunday night at midnight. So
they corrected me on the show, but if you didn't watch all the way through, because I was like, "Don't you have a week? How long do you have?" And they corrected me, but yeah, they told me that they have until Sunday, correct?
Yeah, more or less
Sunday
Monday.
at midnight. Yeah.
And if you're a member, you have how much longer?
4 extra days, so till Thursday.
They also told
Friday.
me that if you're a member, you can submit more than one, correct?
But it doesn't count as the official.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So that's cool too.
Yeah, we have a bonus challenge. You can submit more than one image if you're a member on your submissions, which is nice. All sorts of perks.
But it doesn't count to your number, like even to like your milestone number and stuff like that.
No,
Yeah.
the way we do. So my mom says on the slideshow,
I say it wrong.
she says cards. But back in the day, when Patty Beck and others were submitting back in like the first couple episodes, we didn't have a limit because only a couple people were submitting. So people would submit 2, 3, 4 cards sometimes. And so the way we calculate your total is weeks of participation in the main challenge. So
I love how
She
you said
says
not to call
card.
me out. You can totally call me out for that because I was wrong. But like I said, there were so many Craft Roulette viewers in the chat correcting everything I said. So we were pretty good.
They know it well. They know
They do. They know every rule.
Yep. I don't even have to look at the chat. I know they're taking care of everything.
Yep.
it's Cunningham's Law. Cunningham's Law states that the fastest way to get information on the internet is to be wrong on the internet, and someone will correct you.
That's the truth.
So
Well, I
maybe
agree
when
for
you're
that.
doing the, hey, Maymay, how do you use this? You can do it wrong, and then you'll get more response.
Well, I do it wrong most of the time anyway. So, is there a right and a wrong? There is. There is. I mean, I don't know. I'm not a person who is like, okay, so I've said it. I'm in the quilting thing now, right? Well,
Mm-hmm.
this is not to hurt anybody's feelings, but this is the truth. Everybody knows that there's things called quilt police. There are people that are purists, but the reason for that, it's a little bit different. Okay. The reason for that, if you're a quilter that like submits your quilts for shows and things like that, there's a lot of rules behind it, a lot of parameters you have to follow to put your quilts into shows and stuff like that. So whenever people are watching, sometimes like, they want to correct you, and I don't think they're trying to be, but they're not being like snobby about it. You know what I'm saying? They're just saying, well, it's actually done this way. Well, that's because of all those rules. Did you know at a quilt show, you're not allowed to touch the quilts?
Well, that makes sense.
It does, but I didn't know that, and I was all over them. Penny, who teaches at our event, brought some quilts in, and I'm just petting them because that's another thing about me. I like to pet things.
Yeah.
So I'm just petting them, and she said, "Hey, by the way," I said, "What?" She said, "Yeah, you're not allowed to." She said, "It's no big deal because these are my personal quilts. They were hers from her home." She's like, "No big deal." She said, "But at a quilt show, you can't do that." I was like, "Oh, okay, I'm glad you told me."
You could have dirty fingers. And,
yeah, they're touched with like gloves, like even the judges.
Mm-hmm.
So so I don't think that we have that same thing in paper crafting. I mean, look, I
Not
missed that
unless
one.
it's
Look,
like a document that's historic, and then they use the glass or gloves and everything. And there were purist scrapbookers that only used gloves when they scrapbooked.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
But I don't really think we have that much anymore. And I like that we don't, because I want people to feel, I don't want anyone to ever feel like their project is lesser than. A project is your expression. No one can tell you how to express yourself. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-mm. Yeah, I do, as a matter of fact.
So I don't ever want someone to feel like they can't, I can't fit a mold, or I can't. Where creating is, that's what we want to do. We want to make our own mold.
And then break it and do it again.
That's right. Create a new mold, and everybody's like, oh, I mean, that's how things happen. We all see everybody making new and great things, and we all, grab onto that, and it inspires us to do something else from what they did. Anyway, where did that come from?
So what's your favorite trend right now? You have one?
Folios.
That's perennial.
A lot of people, well, you know what's funny about that?
But that's okay.
I don't know that it is, because I think something, scrapbooking, I feel like folios are the modern day answer to scrapbooking, because scrapbooking was one of those things. Did you scrapbook, Mary?
Still do.
You still do? Okay. So that scrapbooking can be very, very overwhelming sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. How many pictures you have, how much space you're scrapbooking, things like that. And I remember from my younger crafting years, when scrapbooking was the way to preserve pictures. I remember my friends having like file folders of albums they want to get to and things like that. And what we've done in the folio world, which I love, is we've kind of taken some of the pressure off of how many photos you have to collect and how many you have to put on a page and things like that. Because when we create those folios that we can sit down and make in like an hour, 2 hours, we can build the whole folio. We only need 7, 8, 9 photos to really complete that project, and then move on to the next thing. And so for me, it's my answer to scrapbooking, because scrapbooking was too overwhelming for me. And I really do think it's a trend now, because I think I can look on YouTube and see how many people are actually teaching them now and creating them now, versus if you look, 4 or 5 years ago, they just really weren't as popular. They weren't a thing.
Right. The travel notebooks kind of brought that all to the fore, and Smashbooks, I think, were kind of big on bringing that all to folios status. Plus, just the internet being able. I remember seeing folios and just going, "Oh my gosh, how'd they do it?" And there wasn't any instruction.
Yep,
and
that's true.
So it was tricky to know how to make it. And so, yeah, I love them. I think they're great.
What's your favorite trend?
Craft Roulette.
I agree. I think
Yeah, it's a good. It's a
I should have
trend.
said Maymay made it. That would have been classic.
I do. No, I truly do like doing this, and so I like this style of throw 4 parameters at me and see what I can come up with. I like that.
But I should tell you that Craft Roulette is a classic, though. I mean, think about it. 2020 was 4 years ago now.
Yeah, yeah.
You're
right.
you're not new on the block. You know what I'm saying?
No, we're not.
No,
We're old and long in tooth.
you're not long in the tooth. That's the other cool thing too. I think the model you have here will keep that from ever happening because you can change things up with the trends. You can change, you can add different projects that are happening. And
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
It's true. It's fun. Yeah.
I love what you guys are doing. I tell you that all the time though.
Ew.
Well, the origin of Craft Roulette comes from me kind of making fun of my mom a little bit.
See, he does it all the time.
Because I taught her, we were going over like how to sort stuff on her website. And so you have to make categories. And then if you have categories, you can just mix and match things from those categories to create projects. And why not just, we have a wheel. You could just spin the wheel to create the project or to create whatever you're going to do next. Oh, we should make a show about that. It took about half hour to come up with once that train of thought started.
So I have a question for Mr. Producer. Let's do that. Do we ever get to interview him?
Sometimes.
Okay.
I have all the power. I'll just remind you.
You can just mute everything I say.
I can.
Edit whatever you want to do. Here's the question. Do you craft at all, or do you have a creative hobby besides your amazing technical skills?
So, I mean, all of the stuff that I do for this show is kind of my creative outlet because I come up with the idea and then figure out how to make it happen. And so a lot of it, there's no tutorials for it. And so you have to be creative to figure it out. But
He's come up with things and then asked people how to do it, and they go, I don't know. I don't know how you use our product to do that. And so he comes up with it, and they go, oh, thank you.
That's amazing.
But so I'll just point out on the screen, this is the kind of thing I like doing. And people might not notice it, but if you look at the 4 parameters on the bottom, those 4 bars, my creative outlet was figuring out that they didn't look good because they were in the middle of the screen unless they're balanced. So I wrote an algorithm that figured out which one was longer on each side and then made the thing balance out. It only took about a half hour, but that was a lot of fun. And it's kind of like where you can make art, or at least kind of art principles think. That's what I like doing. And I like cooking.
Yeah, he does.
Oh, cooking. Okay. I'm going to tell you something. That you just shared is amazing. Like, people have no idea that there's an entire algorithm that causes that. I would think you had these little images and you put them there. But now that you say it, you can never know which one is going there, can you?
Nope. And they're always balanced. Well, there's a slight chance that they're close enough, and then I let them be not balanced. If it's like within 30 pixels, then I'll let them be not balanced because it doesn't look bad.
30 pixel second rule.
But if you look at the colors category, A Pretty Day, why there's so much space in it, it's because it matches the cents or notes size.
Yep. Okay, I have another question. I'm asking this because, I have a man who sits through my craft shows too.
Mm-hmm.
And this may,
Give him a Vinny, by the way.
Yeah, you can say, I'm not going to answer this, but do you ever get bored of watching people craft?
I have a lot of stuff I do. But I've picked up a lot of, like, I've learned a lot of the nomenclature and stuff, but not really. I have a lot of jobs I do, so I can always keep myself busy.
He's got lots going on.
It's funny because the nomenclature is the cool thing, because here's what happened with me. I brought Vince in to the business because I needed help, right? Well, then we started doing live shows, and guess what? I needed help because somebody's got to watch the chat while I've got my head down,
Mm-hmm.
And we brought him in, and he started buying product and things like that. And now he knows product sometimes better than me. Like, he can pick something out because he's been watching so long, and it just has become so helpful to have someone, even though he's had to sit through, I don't know how many live shows and watch crafting. It's really nice. And he does know all of the lingo. So you probably do too.
He can probably see all those sizes.
I know most
too.
of the lingo. I will ask my mom though, like if something happens and like, what is this? Because I don't want to just be ignorant. I want to know what's going on.
What else?
Hopefully I know what's going on.
Have they asked you any questions in the chat? I think it's neat to interview you as well because we don't get to hear much from you. And your mom's loving this, by the way. She's like, put him on the spot.
No.
Well, I will come to his rescue because we do have some more questions from our members for you, Miss Maymay.
Oh, okay.
So
you just came to his rescue just then. She just saved him.
I didn't even look over to see if he was sweating. Paula Rice asked, what's your favorite type of event to have? Is it the public or the in-person or online class type things to host?
That's funny because you and I just talked about that.
Mm-hmm.
Right before the show. It is the in-person every time. Now, I love an online event because just like this, it's comfortable. I'm in my own location. I could be wearing my PJs. You know what I'm saying? You wouldn't even know. That kind of thing is good. But there's something about getting to see our mates in person and the relationship that we've built over the years blindly. That's what's so cool. This last event we had, this is kind of emotional for me, but I think it's beautiful and I want to share it. One of our subscribers came into the room where I was, and I was by myself and I was kind of having a moment, and she came in and she said, you're my best friend. And I kind of stopped and looked at her, and I thought she was kind of joking, just saying, and she said, I'm serious. She said, you're my best friend. She said, I know I'm not your best friend. And she said, but there's times when something happens in my life and I want to call you and tell you. And I'm just going to tell you that's humbling.
Oh my goodness.
And I was like, call me and tell me. I was like, do that,
Uh-huh.
But that's a moment that I could never have online. That's something that has to happen in person. And
Right.
sometimes we get to pray with people or I don't know, hold people up. And I mean, this last event we had, there were so many things that were happening to the people there that we were just all emotional, and every event there's tears and laughter and relationships formed. Sometimes it's relationships healed, which is interesting. But it's so different to have everybody there. And we had 100 crop tables this time. Well, it was like we had over 90. I can't remember exactly. We had over 90 tables. And so the personalities, and I don't know, I can talk about it all day long because I love it so much when we get to be together. And, COVID just crushed us from that, and so being able to do that again, it's such a blessing, and we can't take it for granted anymore,
Right. No, you're absolutely right.
Not to say,
I read a comment today, and they were like, so miss what life was before when people were friendly and it was, you're used to talking to strangers and it was all okay. I think it's coming back. I talked to some strangers. I always talk to strangers at grocery stores, but I didn't for a while because people were so closed in. And now I'm talking to strangers again, and it's great fun.
But it's important it's important to point out about an online event, though. I want to say this because the people who come to in-person events typically are not introverts. Typically, now we do have some, but the thing about an online event is you can be very uncomfortable in public and be able to attend an online event and really have a good time.
That's a good point.
And so there's a place for everybody in them. And I love that we are able to do both. And honestly, if it weren't for, the lockdown, we would have never learned about online events because we would have only been doing in person. We didn't know.
Right.
It forced us to do online.
It sure did. And I'm real glad about it.
Me too.
Yeah. Real glad that we had a nice thing come out of it. That's a good question, Paula Rice.
That
Paula
was
Rice is a a great help to Craft Roulette. She keeps her eyes on the gallery and makes sure that we know if there's anything wrong in there or need to check into it. And she acts as quite a wonderful ambassador to Craft Roulette in the chat every week. She's right
That's
there
amazing.
talking to everybody and saying, this is your answer, and she knows it all. She's great. We appreciate her a lot.
And everyone else that does that.
Mm-hmm. This is true. This is true.
Honestly, you can never say thank you enough. I have such a team.
No.
And but my subscribers will watch out for us too, like that.
Mm-hmm.
Tamitha does our social media, but I'm gonna tell you, our subscribers will let us know if we need to know something. They take care of us, they protect us, and I love it.
Mm-hmm. It is so nice, isn't it? Well, you're their best friend. It's true. I mean,
and I'm gonna tell you, I really love
so
that.
cool.
That's just so wonderful. And I can't tell me people come in my store and go, you don't know me, but I feel like we're friends. And I love
Mm-hmm.
that. I love that.
Well, and you get to know these people. They've sent in so many cards over the years, and you've seen their style. You've seen their comments. You know what's going on. It's a real relationship. It really is. And we thank you. So Cordelia, you may know Cordelia. She's on a lot of lives. But she said, what would you have done, you think, if you hadn't started Maymay Made It? Would you have done quilts, or what do you think you would have done?
I'd still be working 9 to 5.
Oh.
I mean,
so now you're working 5 to 5, right?
now
Maymay clocks in.
Now I'm here. I mean, honestly, I never stop working. I just talked about that with somebody because her daughter's wanting to start a business, and we were talking about, as business owners, she's a business owner and I am too. And I was like, I remember when we used to get the clock out.
Yeah.
But you don't anymore. And especially the creative industry, because we're always working. But in all honesty, I probably would be when I started doing this, I was in the apartment industry. I was a marketing and leasing manager for a 400 unit apartment community. And I loved that. That was I've done everything under the sun, but I really loved that. And I still, to this day, my dad is in that industry. He's the vice president of a management company in our state, and he's still in that industry. And I love when we can talk business, even though I'm not still in the business, and he always had me, I always got to they would bring on properties that needed kind of upgrades or bringing up to standards or stuff like that. And I always got to do those properties. And it was always a challenge, and every day was different. And I love that. So I'd probably be in that. I would probably still be working for my dad in some way. And I could go back to work for him now. He may not hire me, but I could. I loved that industry. It's a lot of fun.
And you could put a little craft area in every apartment.
Yeah,
Sounds like something that could happen for those who are retiring crafters.
I really loved making mini models and stuff like that for people to come in and see.
Oh, I bet
like setting the apartments up. That was always cool.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'm thinking something. I'm thinking that since these bottles are packaged, that can be my packaging. What do you think?
Oh, you thinker.
The perfume is packaged in a bottle.
Yes.
Isn't it?
Yes.
That's why I was like, I'm going to try this and see what y'all think. If you don't think it is, then I can do something for packaging. But I think the perfume is packaged.
Well, it is. You don't just have a puddle of perfume.
Right. So I think that's my packaging. I think I'm done. Unless, did I miss something? All right, mini cards. Pretty Day is my card stock.
Yeah, if you hold them up, that you get a really good view of them.
That helps. Pretty Day, and then I really think the bottle is packaging in and of it. I mean, it is because like they designed the packaging.
Well, you know what we say around here. If you think it's packaging,
We
And
say if
we
you
say
can,
it's packaging,
yeah, if you can justify it, you can use it.
and you haven't redefined it completely. I think you did it.
I really do think so too. I mean, I don't feel like I'm pushing the boat out too far on that.
You don't think your pants are stretched clear to
I
the?
don't, I don't think they're on
Yeah.
fire. I don't think I'm like, I
They're not about to burst. Well, look at those cute little cards.
think they're cute. I
Mhm.
love them.
While you have a second, Maymay, there was a request earlier in the chat while you were crafting about showing one of your portfolios, I think, if you have
Sure.
any around.
Oh, she's
Yes.
got
Let
good
me
ones
grab
too.
one. Let me grab one. One
Oh.
second.
You bet. I must have been talking a lot. Well, I wasn't talking. I don't know. I was looking around, I guess. I haven't been. I don't like the let the adventure begin. That was dumb. But enjoy the journey sounds like a good thing for a sentiment. Because we have a card exchange in our member group. And I know people are enjoying the journey of getting tens and tens of cards. Lots and lots of cards.
Did you fourth parameter packaging?
I did my background
Okay.
with packaging. But it's a fair question.
Did you hear my creaky door?
Uh-uh.
I had to go into the hallway. Okay, so if you've ever been to our store, you will know that we have a gallery where I put a lot of my projects that are videos, and we put like QR codes next to them so you can just scan the QR code and go to the video.
Art.
So that's as techie as I get, by the way.
That's pretty good.
So this is one. This is what they look like. And they open like this, and they have spots for pictures. I got to make sure I don't have ink on my fingers because I'm just moving everything here.
Pretend it's a quilt at a quilt show.
Right. Where's my glove? So there's that. And this is magneted in. It comes out, and it's its own little folio, little waterfall dude. And there's magnets in there that hold it. And there's that. Now, this one holds a lot of pictures, actually.
Does.
9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 16 there, plus what's in the waterfall. I think there's about 6 more in the waterfall.
Goodness.
And it's all cardstock. All of this is cardstock. There's no chipboard. It's cardstock that is flat and scored and folded. And I don't have to build anything really. You know what I'm saying? Like wrapping chipboard and all that. I've done all that before, and I have videos doing that. But that's what I love about these. This one in particular, I think, is 4 sheets of 8.5 by 11. That builds it.
Well, that's not very much.
It's not. That's what I love about them. Also, I'm going to show you that this is the biggest one I've made so far. He's 8 by 10, so he's really big, but he's a recipe book. So instead of being photos, you can see in here how things just flippity flap.
Oh, that's
like
cute.
this, and this opens. So you can put pictures or recipes or whatever in there. This is actually my husband's mom's coconut cake recipe, and we made a free printable for this one, so you can get this for free in this video tutorial, which is kind of cool. And I don't know if you know this about me, but I love to do punch art, and this was my punch art chopping block, because I use punches to make this big chopping block that is magneted. It's a little magnet closure.
We got a couple first timers submitting cards right now.
Yay, welcome.
Oh, thank you guys. Recipes. What else?
Onward to 500.
We're gonna do it. We're gonna do it.
We are.
So this one, by the way, is this is 12 by 12 cardstock, and I can't
That's
remember.
really cute.
There's
Very
videos
happy.
on. I have so many of those.
That's really pretty. We were talking about in our scrapbooking group. We were talking about recipes and making recipe albums, and then I started going through my stuff, and I had like 5, I think, recipe albums that I had started, and because they were kits that I had bought when I was doing kits and selling stuff, and I started them, but I still loved them. They were so cute. They were so cute. And so it's a really popular thing, the menus or the recipe things. I think that's still great.
And I think that scrapbooking is not that it ever went away. It never went away, but I think it's having a resurgence. Have you noticed it?
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
I think so,
it never
too.
went away because it's always been popular. But like with any craft, they kind of ebb and flow, and I think
Yeah.
it's coming back.
Yeah. It's good. It's good
Mhm.
stuff. I like it. I'm real glad I've done it. That's for sure. Now, a little JD, if anybody has any chocolate out there, I am not necessarily scrapbooking him. His little thing, that's kind of up to his mom to do. But what I'm doing is writing him little stories. And they're little books, and they're going to be
That's
fun.
so cute.
I made him one with some of my fancy pants paper from your Paper Insider this week.
Oh,
And I took it over to him and I read it. It has a little poem. And I read it to him and he just sat there and looked at it. He's 4 months old and he liked oh, look at that precious baby. I just saw a precious baby right next to you. Oh, let's bring her up that camera maybe, huh?
you want to be on camera?
She's
loves
ready.
to be on. She'd love it.
What
All
do
right,
they
let's
call
see.
you?
This is Addie.
Hi,
Come on.
Addie.
Hi.
It's so nice to meet you. Have you been crafting all this time? Oh my goodness. Did you make something real cute?
Yes.
What'd you make?
I just made a scrapbook.
Speaking of scrapbooks,
Speaking of the scrapbooker, she's bringing that. It's coming back. Addie, you're gonna be the generation to scrapbook.
mm-hmm.
Yep.
Atta girl.
You were making a journal, right?
Yep.
So you
That's so
covered it
neat.
with cardstock. You got it all ready to Mod Podge.
Mhm.
She's doing a project we did this week, and she saw the book, and she was like, "I want one of those." So that's cool. What else are you doing?
Oh, I saw that book. I loved it.
I just came in here to see what Grams is doing.
You want to see what Grams just did? This is what she did. I made mini cards. I'm gonna ask your opinion. Do you think these cards show like a pretty day for coloring? Do you think the colors remind you of a pretty day?
Yeah.
Do you think they remind you of a smell? Why would they remind you of smell?
I do.
What's this right here? Can you tell what this is?
A present.
Perfume. Can you see the bottle?
Yeah.
Look, I'll show you this one without the bow. With the big bow. So I made mini cards. You like them?
Yeah.
You want to take
Aren't
that
they
folio off
cute?
and look at it? Addie loves paper, don't you?
You're my
Yes.
kind of girl. I love paper too.
Okay. I'm going to finish up and run back in there, and then I'll come see you in a few minutes, okay? Did you need something, or are you just seeing what's up?
Yeah.
You
I'll be done in just a few
did
minutes.
you save Grams a piece of pizza?
Yep.
Did you eat pizza for
Atta
dinner?
girl.
Yeah.
Did you eat
Nice.
some?
Mm.
She didn't
Thank
eat her
you for
lunch today. She's been too excited because she got to be with her aunt and uncle today.
Oh,
Not
that's
all of
pretty
them
good.
yet.
Pretty good times. Well done, Addie. Thank you so much for letting us meet you. You're precious.
Can you say bye?
Bye.
Bye. I'm going to make sure I hit my parameters. So I have mini cards on a little mini table. I've got a pretty day colors. It has orange and some pink and green and blue. I think those are beautiful. Pretty day would make my day feel very pretty and happy. My scents or noses, I've got the big nose of an elephant who is on a wobbler. And for packaging, I did my background with some bubble wrap. So I think I did it.
I think your mini cards are the cutest thing I've ever seen.
Well, truth
you
be
know-
told, we had mini cards once upon a time on Craft Roulette, and I made these, and I thought they were the cutest things I'd ever seen.
It looks like
So I did it again.
She's set up at a craft fair selling her cards that she made.
Yeah, she does. That would
so
be cute. Wouldn't that be cute? Yeah, so that's my card. I like it. That's 224, my gosh. And I like your perfumes very much too.
I like them. I love these card shapes so much.
It's just fun.
Mm-hmm.
It's just fun. Now, will you make a little container for them? Or what do you think you'll do next?
I actually was going to put them in, the classic plastic bag, and then you put the little
Yes.
cardstock on top. I thought that'd be cute if you wanted to give them as a gift. I brought one over, but I was like, if I need packaging, I'm going to do that. But that's when I said these bottles are packaging.
Gotcha.
But yeah, I would put them in a little bag, or I might make a little box for them. But
Yeah.
they'd be a cute little gift.
Speaking of cute little gifts, one thing that I have been doing is I have some very simple cards. I put them in a plastic sack, just not like Ziploc, but like we do the clear bag stuff. And I keep them by the garage door. So when I'm going out and I know that I'm going to go somewhere that somebody may need a package of cards that, they've been nice to me, or they've done this, or they're a nice person at a dentist office or something, I just throw those in and give them to them as gifts.
That's very kind.
It has been great. They just like, they're so excited about simple, and they're very simple cards, but it's been fun. So maybe, looky there. Yeah.
And then do a little cardstock over the top, And a lot of people ask me, what about envelopes for this size card? These I would make the envelopes for.
Yeah.
I think there's a standard size that would fit them, but I wouldn't mind making these. They would be fun to do.
Mm-hmm. But at the little gift store, remember that you were talking about, they would always have a little hole in the top, right? And then you tie them on.
Yep, I love them. So
you could do that with little perfumes. Remember the little perfume samples you used to get? They were so fun.
I have to tell you one thing, and then we can go, okay?
I know.
Speaking of perfume.
One more thing.
Yesterday, we almost had a catastrophe at my house. I had a vintage Avon bottle that looked like a little lamp. It was so, so cute. And it fell off our kitchen counter onto the floor, and the lid of it, the top of it shattered. But the bottle did not. And listen, it had like 50-year-old Avon perfume in it. And I told Vince, had that bottle shattered on our floor, we'd have had to move. We couldn't. There's no way I got that scent out of that house.
Never.
There's no way.
It would be there until time immemorial.
There is no way. I said,
That's
it
hilarious.
was such a blessing that bottle stayed intact.
That's funny. Well, be careful. If I'm ever around, I have a history.
That's true. Watch the sugar bottle.
Well, we're going to let you relax just for a second, and we're going to tell everybody else how they can get those cards in so we get to 500. Woohoo! This is a good set of parameters. Oh my goodness. Yes, just use those 4 parameters. Handcrafted and family friendly. Send those cards to electronically. There's a form on craftroulette.live. Submit cards. It's easy. It's easier than me talking about it. So go on over there, add that. You can also see the current gallery as it grows, so you know how many cards we will be getting. If you are a member, you have till Thursday night at midnight. If you're not a member, we would love to have you, but you have till Sunday night at midnight at Central Daylight Time. Each week we bring in a very wonderful guest. I'm looking forward to next week. She's training. She's from the UK, and she is off for the next 6 weeks from school. It's Vicky Ruda. She is craftacular, and we are so looking forward to having her, and hopefully Adrian as well on the show. And then after that, Tracy Phillips, who the wheel likes very much. Joy Wilson after that, and Hat Trick Smith, followed by Karen Burniston. Don't miss a week. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification. And if you haven't given us a penny, we would appreciate that too. So much fun. What's the next little thing? Oh, this is a very important thing. This is our members board, and we thank each and every one of you so very, very much. If you sent in a card last week, I'm pretty sure I left a comment on each and every one of the members' cards that were sent in last week, because we have a new feature on our craftroulette.live membership board, and that is a discussion feature that you can, for other members, and everybody can read the comments. We just know that not everybody is on Facebook, and so we wanted to make sure that we have 2 places that we can say nice things and leave glittery comments and be glitter fairies in both places. Wait a minute, I see a new gold member. Maymay's a new gold member. How exciting! Thank you and welcome. That's so very nice. Woo! I think, well, we'll give you all sorts of inside looks to Mr. Producer now. You two are in cahoots. Now it's time to give away some stuff. Other people's stuff. We love giving away other people's stuff. And so, if you sent in a card last week, your name is on that board. And if you wanted to be on that board. And we will be spinning for all sorts of things, but we always start with a Krog, a Craft Roulette original giveaway, a handmade card with an itty bitty gift. Good luck, all. I had more questions for Maymay, but we just didn't have any trouble talking. She's laughing. Who's going to get that handmade card? How many cards do we have, Mr. Producer? Do you know?
Not off the top of my head.
I could probably look it up. Karen Horn. Congratulations, Karen Horn. There is, on craftroulette.live, while you're over there checking everything out, there is a claim prize form. Please do it in a timely manner. I would appreciate that. And use the same email that you used to submit your card so that we'll know you're not some nefarious character trying to steal your Krog.
There's 37.
37. Not bad for Friday night. Gemma B is going to get a Craft Roulette goodie bag. I look forward to sending that to you, Gemma B. Congratulations. Now for a $25 gift certificate to Whimsy Stamps. Let's see who's going to get to go shopping. I have been saying it over and over, but they have the cutest little printed card fronts. And they've got some Christmas ones with darling little mice. And it's Kathy Day that's going to be winning that tonight. Congratulations, Kathy Day. You send in lots of cards. I appreciate you. I'm glad to get to give that to you. For a Waffle Flower Crafts gift certificate for $25. They're having Christmas in July as well. Cute little videos Nina was on this spring. I really enjoyed getting to know her. I don't think being live on Craft Roulette was her thing, she said, but it was so fun to get to know her. Susan Chironi, I think is how you say it. Susan, congratulations. We will get you in touch with, I think I have a code for you. I never know. Everybody's different. But it may be tomorrow, it may be Sunday, but if you don't hear from me by Tuesday, holler. I think I'll probably be in very bad shape if I have not talked to you by Tuesday. Relatively Thoughtful. They have the most interesting papers. You got to check them out. Lisa M. Long. They also have some freebies on their site under events, so you can print some things off. They have digitals and they have for sale kind of things. And I don't know what they smell like, but they're beautiful. So, and Your Paper Insider has a box of paper for someone in the U.S. Since it's product itself, we have to keep it right here. Stormy Swan. I can't remember. Stormy Swan? Seems like you are here. I know I talked about your card on Wednesday night. Don't know. That is our other show where I do a little art stuff. Very fun. Congratulations, and let me know that you want those prizes, and we'll get you all hooked up with them. It's fun to give away other people's stuff. Let's bring back Maymay Helms. And let's see how short we can make this. It's never going to...
It's going to be short. You have somewhere to be. I have kids waiting on me. It's going to be short.
Oh, that's the one. Good thing. See, that's good. That's good. Well, thank you so much again for joining us. It's always such a pleasure.
It is a pleasure. I love it. Thank you for inviting me back.
Oh, our pleasure. And we will see you in October.
I need 500 submissions, you guys. I need it.
That's right. Yep. We're going to keep you informed. And I think, we're off to a good start.
Good.
And the parameters are great. And they're going to be so varied.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they can do pretty much what they want.
This is an easy one. We should be able to do this.
Yeah. Do it for Maymay. Maymay. We'll see you in October for World Card Making Day. You have anything else you need to let us know about?
Cannot wait. If you need anything Maymay, check out maymaymadeit.com.
Please do. Her stuff is all down there in the description. You can link right over and get all subscribed. Well, let's kiss those beautiful brains that we have, Miss Maymay. Because we did a great fun job on our cards tonight. I think I love the little wobbly,
We did. You did a great job. You did.
And your perfume. My little elephant likes your perfume.
Oh,
Very
that's
feminine.
sweet. That's sweet.
All right. Y'all stay safe. We'll see the Silver and Above members on the after show if you can. We'd love to have you next Wednesday for In Review, Maymay, everywhere in between. Next Friday with Vicky Rita. Good night. Stay safe, everybody.
Hi, guys.
Bye.